Okay, so starting with homelessness, how has it affected you personally?
Homelessness affected me personally just by giving me another outlook on life, kind of just like a different lens to look through. It was definitely a learning experience. Like it was a huge humbler.
And how did you end up in this position? Like, what's your story?
So I was a senior at Michigan State University, and I've just always been super bad with money. I never really learned financial management, and then I have a family history of just being really bad with money. So just being in college, I was fumbling a lot of checks, like just kind of just not really caring about money, and it was kind of a domino effect my senior year where I had got my car stolen in Detroit. And when they stole my car, I really couldn't get back and forth to work because I was working for the schools. But I was working in a before and after school program. So I could only work before school and after school. So without a car, buses is now running at 5 o'clock, 6 in the morning. So I couldn't work before school. So that just left me with just after schools. And then with, having class and just the times, not, if I had a car, I could leave class and go straight to work. But I ain't got no car. So I got to get on the bus, and by the time I get to work, it's only a 3-hour shift, so it's over. So, it was really like a domino effect. Like, I really couldn't go to work. I had just got, I was just being hard-headed and decided to live on my own. So it wasn't like I had roommates to kind of help me when I couldn't, I had to just make it happen. And it just became overwhelming, and before I knew it, it was like a domino. Like it was first my lights got cut off, finals week. Like like I came home to type a paper, and my lights and stuff was now off, and it was like my last day I could type the paper because procrastination. And so, just like that, stuff just started getting cut off, and then before I knew it, I got evicted. I was homeless.
Wow. Did you feel like it was just all on you or anyone's fault in particular?
I definitely felt like it was all on me. I'm a very independent type of person, so when things go good, it's on me, and when things go bad, it's on me. Like everything was all my decisions.
And who knew that you were going through this? Did you confide in anybody?
I didn't necessarily tell my family to the extent of which I was homeless, just because their go-to is you need to come home. Like you have a bed here. But they don't really understand because they, never went to college. So being a senior is like I'm not coming home.
Right.
So my close friends at Michigan State, like my roommates the year before, like my dang near best friends at State, they knew. Okay. But that was about it.
And did you have them talk you through it, or did you just let them know, just to let them know what was going on with you, or what?
I'm a very self-soothing person. Mm-hmm. I'm the type of person that all my friends come to me. So sometimes I'm not very vulnerable with others. So in those times where they could have helped me through it or they could have talked me through it, they didn't see that anything was wrong. I was just like, well, shit, I don't know where to go, so I'm over here. Yeah. But I was really like, on the inside, I was like devastated.
Yeah. So you said you didn't really tell your parents everything. So what was it like keeping that from them? Was it hard to hide it?
It wasn't hard to hide it because my parents, once I left off to college, they decided to divorce, do their thing, whatever, if they gonna divorce. Mm-hmm. They decided to separate, and so they kind of started, finding themselves and focusing on themselves. So where you usually have kids in college and your parents are all about you and just wanting to push you through college and get you done, my parents were at the point where they had done their jobs. Right. And so it was time for my mom to find herself. And it was needed for her, but she couldn't, be there for me like like I know she would have wanted to. So it wasn't hard. I just.
Got it. Okay, what would you say was the hardest part of the entire experience?
The hardest part about the entire experience was just kind of, living in it. It's like there were things that, and then it's like even looking back, there was nothing that I could have done to prevent my car being stolen. You know what I'm saying? There was nothing that I could have done about not being able to go to work. Yeah, I could have Ubered, but I'm making
It's too much money.
$8 an hour. I'm paying more to get to work than I am actually making at work. So it was like that. It was nothing that I could have done to prevent myself from being in that situation. So having to actually be in that situation and not know when you're gonna get out, but having to still keep going because you still have school. And even though you can't make it to every shift, you still need some money in your pocket. So that was probably the hardest part.
So what did you change then? Like what changes in behavior came about for you once you started living in this situation?
So I was in a relationship. Well, my relationship was like starting when the whole homeless situation happened. And wait, what should I spoke a lot. You gotta ask me a question.
No, you're fine. So what was it like? What changed? Did you have to start working longer hours? Or?
So really, what changed was my mindset. Like I was in a blooming relationship. It was starting. And when people hear that, they like, "Why you got a boyfriend? Ain't let you be homeless." My boyfriend lived in Detroit, and anything that is his is mine. So like, I pretty much had his car. Like anything that was his was mine. But I was not leaving Lansing.
Yeah.
I needed to finish school, and he is he doubles as like my man, but he's also my mentor. He's super smart, and it was really just my mindset that changed. Like I just remember breaking down one day and crying, and I'm like, I can't see the way out. And he was like, are you not looking for it? Like you can't see it because you ain't opened your eyes and planned it out. You just living. So really my mindset is what changed.
Okay. So what type of things did you experience like during that time? As far as like, did you see things you had never seen before, or were you just like living a way you had never lived before?
It was different going from being like uber independent to having nothing. Like that's how I felt. So you gotta ask me the question again.
just like what type of things were you experiencing within that bigger experience?
Dang, what I was just saying. This is so bad.
No, you're fine.
What was I just saying?
Like I know you said you would be at friends' houses or something. So were you just like having to stay house to house? Or?
Yes. So luckily I had a really good support system at Michigan State. Like my little friend group, my group of friends, well, my two friends, can I say their name? My two friends, Yasmin and Jalen, and then my other friend, Kyra. Everything just kind of worked out. So like I was saying before, it was hard going from having everything and being independent and living on my own to having nothing independent on young women who were depending on their parents. But I had everything worked out. Like when my friend Kyra, she had decided to go back to Detroit for the rest of the summer, right when I got put out of my house. And then my friend Brianna, she had moved back home, so her room was open too. And so I actually went to go stay at my friend Kyra's apartment because she wasn't there. But I don't know. I'm not going to say people treat you different when you don't have nothing. But you feel like it.
Yeah.
You know, even if they're not treating you different. You feel like it. Like, you wouldn't have said that if I had my own car. You wouldn't have said that to me, you know? So, that's some stuff I experienced.
Well, you did already kind of touch on a few positive things, just like your friends being there for you and your boyfriend. but this is a turnaround point. So just when you talk about like when things started to go in a more positive direction, and so what did that look like?
So everything started going into a more positive direction. Just really with my friends. We had kind of all came together. We lived together the year before me being evicted, and we just kind of was like, you know, why did we not live together? Like, why would we move and try to live on our own? So they allowed me to, like, they signed a lease, and we got like a 3-bedroom townhouse, and they let me like live there without my name being on the lease. So that was like the first step. Like, okay, now I got me a place again. And then I was able to get me a job and a car. And it's like, so everything just started to just look up. And it's like, everything just started to get better.
It was like that domino effect again.
Yeah.
This time positive. That's good. So would you say like the experience benefited you in any way?
Oh, yeah. I did not care about my finances. And to be, I won't speak that I'm poor, because I'm not. But to be, you know what I'm saying, in that kind of space. Like, I'm not poor by a long shot, but I'm not rich by a long shot.
Yeah.
So to be in this space and to just really not care about money. Like, I blew through $1,200 that February before being evicted. Blew through it. I couldn't tell you where it went. I went to Miami. I was just doing... I shouldn't say I went to Miami. People love saying girls go to Miami and then be homeless. But for real, I went to I didn't care. Like, I wasn't, like, I would go to the bar, everything on me. Like, just not caring.
Living in the moment.
Living in the moment. Now I'm a lot more conscious about my money. I'm a lot more conscious about my decisions and just the positions I'm putting myself in.
That's what's up. So, what advice would you give someone who is going through the same thing that you went through?
So anybody who's going through that kind of thing in that capacity, at that age, at a university, talk to somebody. Like, just reach out. If you're not comfortable talking to your friends, talk to your parents. If you're not comfortable with them, talk to siblings, cousins. If not them, there are counselors, there are therapists. Talk to somebody. You just get it out. When you hear it, it's a lot easier to put things in perspective when you hear it. It's like in my head, I'm homeless. When I say it out loud, I'm homeless. It's like, okay, sis, that's not okay. Right. Like, you gotta get it together. So just talk to somebody. Be vulnerable. Don't close yourself up. Don't stew in a pile of shit. Don't do that.
And what would you recommend, like, as far as finances go and just being responsible?
Just take baby steps. You're not gonna wake up in the morning and have $1,000 in your bank account. I'm still struggling to save, like, to get me like a savings account that this is what it is and this is what's in here. But you have to start somewhere. Rather it be the first thing you do when you get paid is pay all your bills first and then you borrow your money, or start somewhere. Period. Don't keep telling yourself you're gonna start next week, next check, da da da. Even if it's $10 a check, start somewhere.
I feel that I need to take that advice. Okay, well, that was all the questions that I had for you. Is there anything else that you didn't get to say that